the Black Keys, and I'm currently joined by the gentlemen of Hurt, like I promised.
Wonderful to see you again, darling.
I'm so glad to see you guys. Let's see, can we do a roll call? Who we got in the studio?
We got Victor. I'm right here.
We got Rec. I'm also right here.
You guys are sharing a mic. That's Vic and Rec. That would be the rhythm section, right? Bass and drums?
Sometimes rhythm.
Sometimes.
We got Michael.
And Jay, the singer guy.
So I have everybody in here.
Yes, you do.
You got everybody.
Spoiled rotten. Sometimes bands show up and you only get like the drummer. You only get the bass player. And I'm like, what were the rest of the guys doing that they couldn't come in and hang out? You guys are just the best.
Sleeping off a hangover, usually, I guess.
It is the music industry. So tonight, big happenings for you guys.
Yeah, we're going to be playing an acoustic show at Pops tonight. There's going to be a lot of great bands there tonight. It should be just by all accounts, a good time. I believe you guys are pulling double duty, and you know pretty much all the bands on the show, right?
Yeah, we're lucky on this tour to have Jeffro opening up the Wandering Madman, and he's going to be playing, and then Step Back Leopard, and I believe Fivefold is also going to be playing.
Those are such great bands. Jeffro is so fantastic. I actually found him, believe it or not. I was in an Alive magazine contest for being sexy and successful, and Jeffro was in it. And his little bio was like all against the man, like corporate radio and corporate this and that.
That's Jeffro, man.
A vote for me is a vote against the man. And I was like, who is this? So I look it up, and sure enough, it's Jeffro.
That sounds like something he'd be in.
And the other bands, obviously, so fantastic. Step Back Leopard, that's the one you guys will be playing with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rec and I are going to be probably just, hand drum and acoustic bass with Step Back Leopard tonight.
Are all the bands going acoustic? Because you guys are acoustic, so is everyone
Pretty much,
doing it?
except for Jeffro. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just not in the nature of what he does. He does a really weird thing, and it's really cool to see. So if you guys are not familiar, which I know a lot of St. Louis people love him, if you aren't familiar with him yet, then you'll see why he's not perfectly acoustic.
So for this, this isn't a one-off show for you guys either. You guys are leaving St. Louis.
Day one of the tour, the third leg of the tour.
We're kicking it off with the ones we love.
Well, it's funny that you should say that we're the ones you love, because I know that most of you are from St. Louis, and I had a debate with a listener last week when I announced that you guys would be coming in and you guys had a show, and someone was like, they're not hometown boys. They're from somewhere else. I don't know. You can't call them a St. Louis band. So in your opinion, because 3/4 of you live in St. Louis, can you consider yourself local boys?
I would say that's pretty definitive if 3/4 of the band live here.
Let it be known that even when I'm not living here, I will always be a 105.7 The Point hometown person.
Oh, God. I think I just threw up a little in my mouth.
He gets a lashing for that.
It is true. We do love The Point, but geez, wow, man.
Somebody get him some whiskey. He needs to get angry. It's too sweet. But the band was originally formed not in St. Louis.
No, it was formed in Virginia, but I mean, the band's going on like year 11, so there's been a lot of moving around. And really, when you're in a band, I mean, you're not really from anywhere after a while, because you just live in whatever town you're in for that night, and you keep on moving. So
that is a fantastic point. I mean, you don't really count. It's not like Monday or Tuesday to you. It's really like St. Louis, Cleveland, right?
I mean, I'm proud to be an American citizen, but the distinction between, let's just say, if I'm in Ohio and I wake up and I see the nice folks there, and then I'm in North Carolina, I don't think state by state. I'm just in America. It's kind of hard to, I know people get really territorial about the state thing.
This band is from America. American.
Especially because since I was from Virginia, I mean, all those states up in the Northeast, they're all so close together. You could throw a stone and you're in the next state, so nobody really cares anymore.
Isn't that nice? Yeah. Just ride a little train somewhere. Yeah. So 11 years, really?
Yeah.
That's a long. I mean, for bands, especially nowadays, that's a long time.
That means I was 14 when Jay started this.
I was actually attractive back then.
I love the brutal honesty only comes out for 105.7 The Point. I've seen some of your other interviews. You guys give our listeners the brutal honesty they deserve. So the new album, believe it or not, is coming out in April. In fact, wait, I have my counter. 81 days and 10 hours from now.
Oh my God.
Goodness.
I was on the website earlier. There's a fancy schmancy photo of the four of you, and there's a countdown. So actually, I had to round down because I checked this, a half hour ago. So then I had to be like, okay, it's a half hour from now. So 81 days 110 hours.
It kind of reminds me of the counters at those Irish pubs, days till St. Patrick's Day.
We always have those up for Point Fest, so I felt
We're-
very comforted by
We're
the counter.
so relieved that you guys will finally get to hear this album. We've been working on it for so long, and I know you've gotten to hear cuts off of it because, well, you're our friend.
I'm
You just come
spoiled.
over and hang out in the basement sometimes and drink with us.
So it's the crux.
The crux. Yeah.
I honestly got a little flummoxed when I had to try and say that.
You
I was
just
like,
said
is it-
full mucks, then
I
you're worried
sure
about
did.
the word
I
crux.
sure did, because I was like, is it the crew? Like,
If you're French,
is it Gravois? You know what I mean? Being
If
from
you're-
St. Louis, I should be able to handle it.
yeah, if you're French, I guess it would be le roux.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, talking about French words, I can't speak a lick of French really, but Victor, he honestly cried when we told him what folklore was. We were at this burger place. What's the name of the place?
There's a burger bar.
The burger bar in the casino.
Oh,
downtown.
so good.
So-
Really good food.
We're getting this burger, we're really treating ourselves. We don't eat like this most of the time. And I get this burger for, it's going to be $20 anyway. So I said, I'm going to get some foie gras. This is the American version of that word. And then Victor's like, what is it? And I was like, well, you take a goose and you force feed it, and then you have a little silver tamp so, his throat doesn't get infected. And you keep pushing grain down it until its liver bursts, and then you eat its liver. And he's like, oh my God.
He immediately stopped eating
tearing
them.
up
I'm
right
tearing
now.
up right now.
He's crying again.
points my hometown, and that makes me so
I
sad.
love animals. I really do. They're delicious.
Thanks for telling that story, Jay.
So what's the meaning behind the crux? Is there like a
It was,
what was the choice there?
kind of going with what this band does. It was a multiple meaning thing. It had a lot to do with, if you look at the definition, it's got, a nearly indecipherable passage of words, something that's hard to read, hard to understand.
Hard
Also,
to
it has,
say.
has to do with, well,
Mainly for me.
thanks for the vote of confidence here. Yeah.
I'm a professional talker for a living, by the way.
But it has to do with, the crossroads of basically, the age-old life crossroads. And also, we've taken the crux to sometimes mean straight to the point, the pivotal issue. So I thought that was a really appropriate name for it, given the content of the album. And it's a really, really deep, dark album. So,
That's how I like my hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
It's
my
my
heart
favorite
deep, and
Hurt
I like
record so
my
far.
heart dark.
I mean, come on. You came over and saw us with, the rings under our eyes, and we were working day to day on this stuff.
I've seen
and-
you at your best.
Yeah.
So I went to my Facebook page during the commercial break, and I asked some listeners to send in some questions, and I got a couple good ones. So I thought maybe I could pick your brains a little bit.
Shoot.
Okay.
All right, JD Sapawa, sorry if I butcher that for you, asked, with this acoustic tour, can we expect that there will be an acoustic album sometime in the future?
I think in the future, yes. I mean, obviously we have the Crux coming out, so that's not, point number one. But yeah, I think we play really well acoustic, and that's a huge side of what we do. So I'd like to, put that down on CD someday.
There are also plans for a DVD.
There are plans, and you'll find out. Trust me.
I was gonna say you better put me in your DVD. Like I need to be. And one of our interviews should definitely. Can I beg on to
Absolutely.
that?
You can,
Sure.
we can keep that
Can you
going.
dance to a 6/8?
I actually just saw the trailer for a DVD recently, and I was in it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's so crazy!" So now I'm gonna need to be in yours.
We'll keep it going.
Thanks, I appreciate that. All right, here we go. David, I'm not even. Oh, what kind of last name is this? Can you just Smith? Can you just be Smith? I mean, the Crux was difficult enough for me. This
my
last name
God.
has like 12 letters in it. He said, "How did you catch your big break with the band and become a success?"
There was no real big break, as I'd mentioned earlier. We're on year 11, so I'd played a couple thousand shows before. Before I played showcase shows, and in the showcase shows, everybody turned us down, and I recorded an album anyway. And basically, one of the guys at Capitol Records heard the song Rapture because it was being played on the radio anyway. And he was like, "You guys are insane. People want to hear this so much that, these little guys with no help are getting radio play." And it had caught on to like 3 stations at that time. He was like, "Wouldn't you just make my job easier and just buy the album from them?" And that's what happened. Then we got signed to Capitol Records.
Wow.
So basically, if you're an aspiring musician out there, don't wait for a lucky break. You gotta make your own luck.
So where do you feel, as far as year 11 goes? What new chapter do you have?
I like how,
Coming up.
we're no longer pigeonholed. How, the fans that we've had through the years, they can listen to us do an acoustic show and, they don't want to leave. Because now they know what to expect. They're like, well, these guys are kind of, well-rounded musicians. It's not, just a gimmick. We don't go out there and just, spray party foam on people and light ourselves on fire or anything like that. So
Anymore.
But that was the old days. That was the old
Back in the
days.
good old days, self-ignite.
I do that at home on my own time, but not in the band.
I got this really good trick, but I can only do it once. But I think that what I enjoy most is the fans really understand the band, and they give us artistic levity, whereas we can make, as long as it's from the heart and honest and pure, which is what they've come to expect. They're open-minded about things, and they know that we can return to the sound that they're comfortable with. And for the most part, they don't mind when we stray away. It's not like U2's fans when they did Discotheque. Everybody was hating on him, and I was like, look, U2 has been around for a long time. They wanted to do something different, and we're not pigeonholed like that because we have, quite honestly, the best fans in the world.
You do have the best fans, and they are lighting up my texter like nobody's business right now. I don't think I've seen this many positive, because there's positive and there's always going to be haters. But there's definitely like a 98% to 2% ratio of positive comments coming in for you guys. Your fans are like active. They're hurties. They're like in it to win it. They go to all the shows. They send you gifts.
You
I love
actually
it. And
use the word hurties.
for the two people,
I used it because I got introduced to one at your last acoustic show here in St. Louis, and she said, "Me and the Hurties," and I was like, "What?" And she said, "Oh yeah, that's what we call ourselves." I was like, "That's so cool."
And for the 2% out there that drank the haterade, and I don't mind. It's like I said, at least we have something that it's not so vanilla, so homogenous that everyone universally will love it. The people that really don't like it really don't like it, and for those people, they might change their minds later, but from our perspective, we're just musicians doing our best, and it's I don't take offense to it. If you don't like my music, I'm sorry, I'll make more, maybe you'll like the next song, but I'm just happy that a bunch of people dig it, and really I just wish the best for the people, even if they're cursing at me.
That is a refreshingly positive way to look at it. Like, I feel like Nickelback is kind of doing that now. They laugh, instead of letting people laugh at them, they laugh with everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
The Black Keys were like, "Oh, the music industry is going down. They're letting Nickelback be the best band in the world." Nickelback says, "Somebody said we're the best band in the world."
I can see Chad saying that.
So many positive comments. 314, "Wow, my whole kitchen is shut down listening. Amazing, guys. Can't wait for the next song. Chef Josh and his hurt-loving crew."
Oh,
Chef
wow.
Josh.
Yeah.
Chef Josh, thank you, Chef Josh.
314, "Today has been the ishiest day until I turned on your show and heard the acoustic greatness. So jealous right now. Keep them playing, please." These people just love it, and that's so great. So hopefully they're all going to show up in droves tonight, although I know there's only limited tickets, so you need to get on the ticket train like now.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, we're blessed enough to do very well in St. Louis. Us by ourselves at Pops, you might want to get tickets. We've got a bunch of great bands here with separate, different fans. So
And tonight
I
actually
stress,
is kind
if you
of
want
a
to make the show,
special
call
one.
Pops now.
It's going to
get
be an
the tickets.
eclectic night of music for sure.
We got Jeffro, we got Step Back Leopard, and we have Fivefold. A sad note, the guitar player of Fivefold passed away last week in between his show last Wednesday and their show tonight. So tonight is going to be a very special night for Fivefold fans, as we know that them playing their music is going to be, he's going to hear it, and it's going to be magical, and it's just going to add to everything that is going to be the Hurt acoustic show tonight over at Pops. $12 gets you in the door. You need to get on it right now. I'm not joking. I'm not lying. I would not steer you wrong. Go get them right now. I'll see you there. I'll be there. So you guys have one more in store for us?
Yeah, I think we can do another tune.
All right.
do it.
What are you going to play?
Walk
Well,
on
we
the
played
Ocean
something-
by Toad the Wet Sprout.
I was like, hey, I want to be a rock star.
Hurt is going to do Hurt by Nine Inch Nails.
I don't know. I thought you were...
Through a vocoder
You want
backwards.
to do a Nickelback cover? I'm sorry, I don't know any. Cruelly swallow and blow.
You're lucky that I don't have enough time to do my Jay impression. Otherwise, I would do. I've
You
got
should do it. You got
I have
hold
a
on.
great
Swans.
Jay impression. I can't do it. You go first. You
It's
go
too bad we don't have
first.
time
All right,
because
here's my-
Jay does this great Dave Matthews impersonation. It's
I love
hilarious.
Dave Matthews, but I can do it. I mean, he does have.
We need
kinda
like another
ridiculous
hour so I can have
sounding voice.
listeners call in and do impressions real quick.
Set